my world, Christiana. I'm Becca, I'll be the DM for this evening, and I will let the others introduce themselves in whatever order they decide. I will quickly say Sam is absent tonight, he is having electricity problems, and Azuzu is running late because he was out drinking, so away you go, other people in my party.
Well, I'll start. I'm Scott. I'm playing Russell Leaves, the Furball Druid.
I'm the other Scott, and I'm playing Cecilia, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Traz. I'm playing Draxus, the Gemstone Dragonborn Wizard.
And I'm Colin. I'm going to be cooking my way through performing as any of us, the Triton Cleric.
And I believe Traz is doing our recap.
Yes. Last time we managed to leave the town and ventured north to Shatbear. On our journey there, we had a little bit of a situation with the swamp, but nothing too bad. On most of the party sinking in the mud, but easily overcome. Spent the night in a old ruin building where Nico saw. Well, we were approached by two spirits that he managed to convince them that we could stay there for the rest of the night, but we must have left by dawn, which we did. Venturing forth the second day, we came across a woman asking for aid. We ventured off the road to help, to find out that it was a woman controlled by an ooze with a tiny oozeling or something. A fight ensued. Managed to defeat the ooze, but Ashida's dropped below his hit points and went into his dark form, attacking Nico, who then Nico just knocked him the fuck out. After taking a short rest while Russell and Draxus studied the woman's body and the ooze, just discovering some basic stuff and picking up a few items in gold, we ventured forth onto Shatbear, where approaching we saw a sign indicating population, and realizing that it was just full of humans. No other races were indicated on the board. As we actually entered the town, the board changed to add 2 more humans and 4 others on the board. Finding our way to a tavern and getting some rooms, we realised that the innkeeper was, well, to Draxus's and part of the party's view, it was a halfling, I believe, though she believed herself to be human, as well as every other creature in this town to believe themselves to be human, as well as our very own Russell and Nico. In questioning it, Draxus was hushed by part of the party, and then shortly went to his room, discussed it with Ladinia for a while, checked out the rest of the town, realizing that yes, a lot of the town had the same issue. There was elves, half-orcs, loxodons, and you name it, but all seemed to believe they were human. And I believe we left it there with the party resting. Did I miss anything?
I don't think you missed anything. Does anyone else remember anything missed?
No, that sounds about right.
Other than the halfling being an excellent cook.
Well, yeah, but you know, Draxus don't care about that.
The halfling is an amazing cook. So yep, you all went to bed, and it is now, you've all slept undisturbed, and it is now the next morning. So, was there anything anyone wanted to do during the night, or are you all just getting up and going downstairs?
Draxus would get up about an hour or two early, and he would send out both his Bat and Spyro to head back to the town gate to see where, obviously a DM question, because Spyro's ability allows me to have advantage on saving throws against magic. Would Spyro not know that a magic effect happened, or would it just be a natural ability of hers?
No, it's just a natural ability of hers.
Right, that's fair enough. Then I'll send Spyro and back to the gates, roughly around the area where the board changed for us, and just have a little look around to see if there's any sort of stones or markings that would indicate maybe a perimeter that this spell might activate from.
Make me a perception check. Okay.
Spyro's holding her own on a perception check.
She is. She's doing very well. So she can't see anything sort of magically giving a border, so she can't see like the shimmer of a spell. But there's obviously a very big fence surrounding the town. Does she fly out of the town or just stays inside?
Oh no, she would have flown like sort of in and out a little bit just to see. Obviously, is there any markings on the fence? Is there, like I say, is there any like flagstones around the fence that might have runes on them or anything along those lines?
Okay. No. So she doesn't notice any runes along the fence, although as she's flying, sort of over and in and out of the town border over the fence, she does feel the change from there being magic one side of the fence and not the other. When she gets back to the entrance, she will notice there's a couple of runes on the actual notice board, the one that said welcome to Shatbear and gave you the population, but there's not enough to be maintaining the spell by themselves.
Yeah. Okay. While she and the bat's doing that, Draxus would obviously just be doing his normal studies and research and that for until people start stirring, and then he'll probably head down to get some breakfast and see what everybody else is up to. And once Spyro and Nat's found, if that's all they can find, he'll summon them back.
Yep, so you summon them back. Was anyone else doing anything before breakfast, or are you all going downstairs to have your food?
Yeah, just head downstairs and have a look around the inn, see if there's anybody new arrived.
I'll keep Mask of Many Faces up and return downstairs.
Okay. So you notice the person behind the bar isn't Zinni, so Zinni's not there this morning. I will show you the person that is behind the bar this morning. That is who is behind the bar. So to everyone but Nico and Russell, that's a gnome, a gnome gentleman. To Russell and Nico, that's a human. And if Colin would like to take it away, because I will not do this character justice at all.
This is going to be fun with a sore throat. Hi! So, you're the new guests, are you?
Evidently so, yes.
Well, Zinni said that we had some people in. I think she's out back gathering some ingredients for breakfast. So, what brings you here?
Oh, I think we all have a little odds and ends we are looking to do on our travels. Like this sort of thing, just kind of whispering to Ellen, and you're going to can someone else maybe take forefront?
We're here on business. In search of a couple of bits and pieces. Generally just done a pass through primarily.
Oh, well, we don't see many people who aren't humans, so nice to meet you all. I'm Koo. By the way, Lavinia is just looking him up and down, wondering how somebody can be that cheerful.
I will have tramped down into the sort of the main bit of the inn at this point, and at the name Koo, the ears will sort of perk because I think Zinni might have mentioned you last night. Actually, you and I have something in common, apparently.
Who's going to address you in Druidic? You did mention we had some interesting people.
I will respond in Druidic. It seems more interesting people than normal.
You're still sticking to it. Yeah, it's usually only humans we get here, so very interesting to see different races.
Yeah, about that. Why do all the non-humies think that they're humies?
I'm sorry. What non-human? You think you're human?
No, I'm human. I'm just kind of tapping my face, going because Mask of Many Faces is up and still
Yeah,
up.
he's indicating Lavinia and Draxus at this point. We think Lavinia responds, well, no, I'm fully aware of my Triton heritage. Just, it's interesting. Something strange is going on here.
Yes, I'm not getting breakfast, obviously.
At that point, Zinni will come through from the back room and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Just running a little bit late this morning. I was struggling to get the ingredients I wanted, but I'll bring you breakfast straight through. Koo, will you help me bring the breakfast through for them?"
Sure thing. You jump down from behind the bar and you realise just how short this guy is.
He's shorter than Zinni. But they come out and they bring you breakfast back out and pop it on front of you. It's just simple porridge, and they pop it all in front of you. And they go, "We'll leave you to your breakfast. Just give us a shout if you need us." And she'll lead Koo back into the back room.
So it does seem that direct confrontation of the illusion doesn't seem to be working.
Spyro found some basic magical runes on the board at the entrance, but obviously they're more to do with, very basic, just to do with the population imagery on the board, nothing special, but she did feel a magical force or barrier or such as she flew in and out of the town across the border of it. But couldn't find anything indicating where it's coming from exactly or what it exactly is. I'll have to have a closer look myself.
Miss Lavinia,
Yes, Russell dear?
that bangle that you're wearing, that thing of flowers, don't they have... You mind if I see it for a moment?
Of course not. At which point she'll extend her hand.
I will take Lavinia's hand with one hand, and behind the back, sort of in the with the premise of examining this bangle, behind the back, I'm going to try and cast Lesser Restoration on Lavinia.
Okay.
And whilst he's doing that, similar train of thought, Lavinia is going to be idly just stroking her holy symbol and trying to cast Lesser Restoration on Russell.
Okie dokie. Both of you make me sleight of hand checks.
Sorry, 1 second, I haven't opened my sheet.
That's okay, no rush. And hello, Azuzu. Okie dokie. So, Ladinia, you see Russell trying to cast a spell. And Russell, you see Ladinia trying to cast a spell. Do either of you stop the other one from casting it? Because both of your passive perceptions are higher than what the opposite one rolled.
Would we recognise it as the same spell we're trying to cast?
Yeah, I would say so. I think you're both aware enough of the spell to know the hand gestures are the same, and you're both casting Lesser Restoration there.
I trust Lavinia, so I have no problem with it.
Yeah, the same. I'm pretty much aware that Russell is doing something with no malice and something would not do any damage. So yeah, I'm going to let it happen as well.
Okay. So you both cast Lesser Restoration on each other, and nothing happens for either of you. So Russell, you don't stop thinking you're human, and Ladinia, obviously, you were never going to stop thinking you were a Triton, because that's what you are. So yeah, neither of those spells work.
I think it's more along the lines of I still aren't going to stop thinking that my friend is a Furbolg, that the
Yes,
bar woman is a halfling, that kind of.
exactly.
It's a lovely thing of flowers. It's is it tears of something? Very, very rare, actually.
I just wish I knew where it came from. It showed up on my bedside table, but I thought it was too pretty just to leave there.
Uh, so, what was I gonna say there? While you're all there eating breakfast, you all notice a gentleman walk in. To everyone that doesn't only see humans, he looks elven, probably high elven. By the looks of him, he's got sort of very fairly long blonde hair, fairly thin, very thin, tall ears. He's got a cloak above his head, on his head, over his head though, so you can just about see those sort of bits of him, but not much else. And he just takes a seat in the corner. And Zinni pops her head out and goes, "Just looking for your usual." And he'll go, "Yes, please." And she'll just pop out a bowl of porridge and a mug of ale for him, and run back inside.
I politely waved the gentleman, and so is this? Well, you seem to be a regular here. So how long have you been coming to this establishment?
He'll give you an up and down look, as if he's never seen a Triton before, and he'll go, "I am a regular. Name's Coxham. I've been here about 5 years now. I assume you are fairly new to town."
Yes, we just arrived last night. I came in from the sea a few months ago. I'm just generally having an explore of the land.
Well, if I were you, I would turn around and walk out of this shithole. The whole town is a nightmare.
Oh, has there been something which has made it such, or has it always been, as you would say, a nightmare?
Well, it's in the middle of the swamp. It's never been pleasant, let's be fair. But recently there's been, I don't know, odd things happening. I'm here because I have to be. I'm not here because I choose to be. But just be careful. There's every day someone new dies.
And where is it you actually hail from then, if you are just here because you have to be?
I originally come from the elven capital city of Glen Ettel, which I know is strange for a human. Normally humans come from Ramfield, but I was born and brought up there.
How very rude of me, Sawyer. I am Ladinia, and my companions and I are here with good intentions.
I'm going to pay a little bit of close attention to him at the mention of the elven town. And kind of introduce myself saying, hello, my name's Ichida. Where did you say you're from? Did you say you're from the elven town?
The elven city, it's too big to be a town, Jesus.
Oh, sorry. As you can tell, I've not been there in a while, so I've kind of forgotten what it's like. What brings you here?
Let's just say I'm not welcome there anymore.
I mean, humans are always welcome in that town, us in the city, so I'm quite a bit curious as to why you would not be welcome there.
They are not welcome there when they are low-born and fall in love with the daughter of a highborn. Class is still very much a thing there.
Ishida will have a very visible look on his face that basically says, yeah, you're preaching to the choir here. But kind of persevere through that. I'm like, I've not been there in a while, so how is the Royals doing? If you don't mind me asking. I'm sorry if it's a sensitive topic.
I have not been there in 5 years. I do not have a clue. There is no news brought out here.
Hmm.
Maybe you yourself should go for a trip if you're so interested.
No. I can't. I cannot. Not now. Not until I'm finished with a few things.
If I were you, I'd take as long as possible to finish.
Yes and no. I'm sorry, I interrupted Latinia here. She was in the middle of conversing with you. I do apologize. And Ishida will just kind of go back to his seat.
It was nothing to interrupt. Just making the acquaintance of somebody from a city. Sorry, is this a city or would it be more of a hamlet?
This is a town.
Can I ask, do you know if there would be anywhere where one could procure jewellery in this town?
Probably you've got one of two options. If you're looking for just plain pretty jewelry, then you should see Bomir and Aninduif's Armory. If you're looking for the magical type, they don't do a whole lot, but your best bet would be a place called the Educated Gnome.
I have plain jewellery is what I'm looking for, so I thank you kindly for that.
You are welcome. I will advise you to avoid, if you can, Lanta's tinctures. The lady that runs it is a bit of a nut job.
Nut job, you say?
Oh, we had two voices at the same time there.
Nut job, you say?
Yes, she not so much worships. I don't think worship is the correct word. She has a love-hate relationship with a goddess. The entire shop looks like you've walked into a fucking morgue. And it's just weird. She doesn't like people. She tends to, for someone that runs a shop, she tends to chase people away.
Very strange. We'll take that under advisement then, I guess.
But if there's anything else I can help you with, feel free to let me know. I spend most of my days here now. There's not much else to do in this town. And he will go back to eating his breakfast. Anything you guys want to do while you're eating your breakfast?
Ishida will just kind of contemplate some of the things the guy says. Just have a think about it. I do apologize, guys. This is out of character. I actually didn't finish seeing the last episode, so I kind of don't know where we are.
You are in Shatbear. This is the inn called the Green Anchor Inn. Currently, Russell and Nico think they're human and can see everyone else in the town as human. Everyone else in the town thinks they're human. Currently, it's just you, Cecilia, Nico, and Ladinia that don't think they're human, and you can see everyone as their normal races.
Q!
And you are down having breakfast at the table.
I'm going to take out a scrap of paper and begin writing some words out. About 25 words, and you see me occasionally. The tongue is out in concentration. I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this.
Cool.
Do you need a hand there, Russell, or something?
Oh no, it's fine. It's just I'm gonna send a little message, and they can get a bit tight with the wordage. You don't want the bird carrying too big a scroll, you know?
True. But sending it by a bird is interesting. I have a way of sending the message magically, instantaneous. Much easier, but again, wording is restricted.
I'll work it out eventually. Until then, I'm going to have to settle with using shorthand. Carry on scribbling down.
Is Nico with us, or are we sort of set him to the side?
I'm happy for Nico to be with you. I'm happy for Nico to be sat to the side. I don't mind, as long as I don't have to roleplay him.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, because obviously, obviously Draxus would talk to him about the woman that they were just told about, but obviously, fortunately, Sam can't be here, so I think it might be best just to sit him to one side. He might still be up and asleep or something.
Yeah.
You know, humans and sleeping a lot. Yeah. And Drax just sort of sits there a little bit uncomfortable. Sort of looks to Russell, and then sort of looks at the rest of the party, and just sort of sat there a bit awkwardly. He's got his book out, and you can see him sort of finely detailing the sketches he did yesterday from the ooze. He's sort of a little bit. What would be the best way of saying it? Probably a little bit on edge or unnerved at the minute.
Perhaps we should go for the walk around the town. I know that you might want to check out the magical item shop.
Yes, that might be interesting. The curious gnome or something. I wonder if it's a gnome running it.
So, Becca, what were the name of those two places? It was the Curious Gnome and...
No, it was the Educated Gnome, and then the other one was Bomir and Aninduith's Armory, which is spelt Aninduith'.
You like picking words you can't even speak, let alone us.
Exactly. I write them down and then don't actually say them to myself out loud. So I come to say them to you guys, and I'm like, I've written this, I've made up this word, this name, and now I can't say it.
Yeah, I need you to kind of go through and say all the names that relates to Ishida's backstory, because I'm going to pronounce them very different to the way you would pronounce
Right, yes, if everybody's ready, maybe we should have a look around and think. Dragon sort of has a concerned look up towards the stairs, and Nico's still sleeping.
It was a long travel. He's probably passed out.
Yeah.
On here. Sorry, after you.
I'm just going to say, I think he'd be safe enough here. The innkeeper and her friend seem charming and also not too dangerous.
On hearing you all stand up talking about the innkeeper, Zinni will walk through and start collecting up your plates and bowls and goes, "That you all done for the morning? Are you off out? Will you be returning this evening?"
Yeah, we shall be coming back.
Yes.
I think our business will be keeping us in the town for a day or two at most.
Then I shall make sure. Not that we get many guests here. We are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. But I'll make sure to keep your rooms just in case we get a sudden influx. Is there anything else I can help you with before you head on out? Any directions you'd like? Any hints, tips, tricks?
I feel the best way to explore the town is to truly get lost in it.
Cecilia would just give a casual eye roll behind Lavinia as she says that.
Sounds like something my mum used to say. Enjoy. You know where we are. Pop back. We do lunch, dinner, whenever you're around. If you want to pop back in, you've got a safe place here. And she'll carry the plates and the dishes back into the back room.
A quick out of character question: who paid for the rooms? Especially who paid for Ishilia's room?
I believe you shared with Ladinia, and I believe Ladinia paid for the room.
Even worse, when asked if you're going to be sharing a room, Lavinia gripped your arm and said that you two would be sharing, but you needed twin beds as she is a cleric and you are unmarried.
Fair enough. Sorry, continue.
So do you all head out?
I believe so. Draxus will stop just before the door and make sure his hood's fully pulled up over his head. Put all his stuff away in his bag and wait for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I'm walking around, I am making no effort to hide the fact I'm a Triton, and any stares are met with a friendly wave.
Scott the first and Scott the second. As Draxus, I had a complete mind blank just there. As Draxus pulls up his cloak to cover his head, you notice a symbol suddenly glowing red on the top of his head.
Mr. Draxus.
What? Were you ready to go?
Perhaps
just
when
gonna-
you have a little look in it, I look around and see there's like a mirror or something nearby, if anything reflective, and go. Perhaps after you've had a little look at your and tap the back of our own head to kind of show where the symbol is.
It's actually on his forehead.
Oh, forehead. So I think you said the back of the head when you put the hood up. Tap the forehead and go. Well, when you check if you've got a little something up here, you might want to have a look at.
Draxus will go over to the reflective surface and have a look.
Yep, there is a symbol on your head. You have well, no, that's a lie actually. You have seen that symbol before. Nico carries that symbol around. On your forehead is glowing a symbol of the Raven Queen.
What's this bitch want? He'll sort of rub it at first just to see if it like rubs off. Like Nico was being a dick.
Nope, goes nowhere.
sort of rustles through his bag a little bit. Sort of just looks for a bit of cloth or something. He may have it. A bit of cloth in his herbalism bag. He might have some sort of like bit of bandage or something, and sort of wraps it around his head. For now. And he will ask Zinni the location of I can't remember the woman's name, but the crazy woman.
So her name was Lanta.
That's it. Ask for the location of where to find Lanta.
Oh, you're a brave one if you want to go near her. She will most likely be in her shop. She very rarely leaves it. It's about 5-minute walk down the road. You can't miss it. I'm sure Coxham has told you it looks like a morgue.
Thank you. And he'll put his hood up, pull it right over his head now. And walk over to the rest of the group. I think we've got our first location to go. And Draxus will just sort of stand just inside the door, waiting for everybody else.
I'm going to pass Draxus and go say, I've got a little quick thing I need to do on the edge of town, then I'll come find you, right?
You heading back to the entrance of the town?
Yeah, there's just a quick thing I need to do there.
Is it private?
A little, but you can come along if you want.
Yeah, that might be handy as well. Maybe we can check out some stuff, and Draxus sort of nod to Lavinia.
Yes, it might be worth having a look around the edge of town just to see how the barrier for this place is kept. After all, that sign counting new arrivals was extremely interesting.
If you say so.
Okay. So are you all making your way to the edge of town?
He wanted to go alone, no?
It doesn't strictly matter. I guess you're going to be standing about for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's doing some stuff just outside of town, and we're just going to the edge of town, so he can still have his privacy.
I don't know about everyone else, but I'd much rather stay together. So, if Russell is okay with it, I think perhaps we should just stick together.
All right, you're poison.
Draxus starts following everybody if they start heading out.
So you follow the same path you followed to get to the inn, and you fairly quickly find yourselves back at the entrance of Shatbear. At the gate, obviously you still see the Welcome to Shatbear sign, which still has the 423 humans and the 4 others listed on it. So, Russell, are you going outside of the town and the rest of them staying inside?
I will be heading out of the town for a good 5-minute walk, as it were.
Okay. Is everyone else staying this side of the town wall? Or is anyone else stepping outside of the town wall?
I want to examine the sign. Would I be able to do that from the inside? Would I need to have
The sign is on the inside of the town, that's fine. It's just as you cross the threshold, so... Okay. So we'll start with Russell then. Russell, as you step outside of the town gate, you don't remember ever thinking of yourself as human. As far as you're concerned, you've always been a furbolg. However, you do remember everyone else in town, bar your companions, being human. But you yourself, now you're outside of the town, but you don't remember thinking you were human when you were inside of the town.
Okay, I'm going to stop, sort of furrow the brown for a minute, and then look down at the little note in my hand, trying to remember what the hell was going on.
So you still remember everyone else as human in the town. So you remember Zinni being human and Ku being human and everyone else. It's just yourself not being human that you don't remember.
Indeed, it's the note that I had prepared. Is Dear Elmar, how are you? We're fine. How is Samuel doing? In Shatbear, everyone seems to think I'm a furbog. This normal? Any advice? Hugs? Somebody's going to look at the note and try and figure out what the hell I mean by that.
Yup. You are so confused as to why you wrote that letter right now.
Anyway, I will scratch off the last little bit. And change it to, in Shatbird, something weird is going on. Any advice? This normal, any advice, hugs. So, and then I will sit down for 10 minutes and cast Animal Messenger ritually.
Okay, and you get, once again, a little bird come up to you after the 10 minutes and sort of land in front of you and just tilt its head to one side as if to say, what?
So it will. I'll have a handful of seed out so it can have its fill, and I will ask if it could please deliver this little scroll to Elmar Barrymore.
Sure, I can do that.
Have a good one and safe flight.
Will do. And it will fly off with your note. Meanwhile, the other side of the town border, what are you guys doing?
I'm having a close look at this sign and anything around it. Because if it is tallying things, there must be some connection to the spell that's altering memory.
Make me an Cool. Make me an Arcana check. Okay. You feel there is very powerful magic coming off of this spell, but off of the sign. You have a feeling that's what's causing the memory issues, but the magic isn't directly it's hard to explain. So the sign isn't what's casting the spell. The spell is being cast from elsewhere and it's just being...
The sign's like a relay station.
Yes, exactly, 100%. So the spell is being cast from elsewhere and just sort of channeled through this.
Would I get any general feeling of at least a kind of direction it was going in or coming from?
You wouldn't get a direction, but you would get a feeling it's a fair distance away.
So inside the borders of the town or further afield?
No, much further afield. Like miles and miles and miles away.
I will walk over to Draxus and I will relay the information that this is the distributing point for the spell, but not the cause of the spell. Damaging or destroying the sign may have an effect, but I wouldn't be able to discern what kind.
You'll see Drax sort of not too far away from the rest of the group, but a little bit, and sort of looking around quite nervously, keeping an eye out. Where normally you'd see him just reading his book or something, he's definitely keeping a lookout around him. And he'll just go, right, possibly destroying it would stop it, but if it's just a relay or a boost or such, it's possible that it won't have any effect. It could be at the actual town, and that's just a point of origin, the sign.
So further explanation is needed.
Yes, but if you're correct on what you say, the source of it is quite far away. Be an idea to try and work out. Though I don't, maybe detect magic will work to see which way the magic's heading, or such, or.
So, is anyone else doing anything while Russell is away?
We would, I mean, given how close we are, well, I say close, but we spend a bit of time together as a party, so we will be able to kind of tell there's a shift in Drax's mannerism. Would that be correct? Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I notice a shift, like, can I just just kind of ask him, just be like, "Are you okay? You seem a bit different."
I'm fine. Why?
Just curiosity, more than anything else. You always help me out during my time, so it just seemed appropriate that I ask how you're doing.
I'm fine. Of course, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. It's just interesting stuff. Is there many people about, walking the streets and obviously going to work and such?
You saw a fair few on your walk up here, but there's no one really milling around the entrance to town. It was mostly sort of in the sort of main street that you walked out of.
Um, Draxi will go sort of over, and he will use his once a day use of detect magic that you can activate straight away, and have a look at the board.
Okay. So as you suspect, it is a very, very, very powerful illusion and enchantment spell combined that is on the board. And with Detect Magic, it gives you a rough direction of southwest. Make me a history check. Yeah, no, you have no idea what's in the southwest. But you know that's where the spell is originating from. Probably a good sort of 3 or 4 weeks travel away.
So yeah, if it's traveling 3 or 4 weeks away, then that's definitely powerful magic. Drax is his whole nervous demeanor drops for a moment as soon as he activates his detect magic. As you see, his sort of like eyes glow a little bit and some runes flare around his face, and he sort of like just drops in awe of the immenseness of this power, and sort of goes and has a better look, and he just sort of just starts muttering to himself. It's in illusion, enchantment. Intensity of it is unbelievable. Must be extremely powerful from the source. Catching it here. And he'll turn to the others. Southwest. I estimate 3, maybe 4 weeks travel. What's down there?
Lavinia would know very well what's in the southwest from here, about that distance away. That would be Ramfield, the capital city of the human area. And Cecilia would also be aware of this. But Azuzu and... not Azuzu. Ishida and Russell not so much, although Russell's not here anyway.
That would be the capital. Do you feel this? I mean, it's a place that large. It could have many areas to hide such such castles.
No, the human capital, you mean?
Yes, the capital city of the human civilization.
Interesting. Why would they? Uh, that's very interesting. That'll definitely be coming handy. Obviously, because it's a relay, it's just like receiving the spell and just sort of like broadcasting it across the town. I wouldn't be able to learn anything about the spell in any manner.
No, unfortunately not.
I'd have to actually see the origins and the runes and such. Drax is just sort of walking around in a bit of a circle, just sort of contemplating to himself.
While he's doing that, Cecilia, in the back of your head, you get a faint chuckle, and then a voice that says, "Humans messing around with magic, they don't understand, trying to fix problems that they cause themselves, and making things worse. I love this civilization."
I just think I'm glad one of us does. Just kind of tries to keep attention.
It's fine. They'll be ended when I'm finally free, and then you won't have to deal with them anymore. And with that, the voice will sort of disappear. Anyone else? Anything else before Russell returns?
No, Ishida's fine.
Cool. So Russell, on returning to the town, when you cross back over the threshold, you are back to
How?
thinking you are human.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
How close are they to the threshold?
How far away did you walk from the sign, guys? Or are you all by the sign?
Generally just stayed around the sign, so I don't know if that's like on. I assume that's on the end.
Yeah, it is on the entrance, so they're pretty close to the threshold.
So seeing that, I am going to be coming down the path. I'm then going to briefly for a moment begin to change shape, then vanish, and a blink dog will appear next to Draxus, sort of looking up at him and smiling.
Okay. So there's now a blink dog next to you.
Well, it's a bit obviously being the same one as he's seen before. He sort of looks at you curiously after a few moments of not realizing you were there. Is something the matter?
I'm actually going to sort of nudge the book and then walk off and just sit down.
You keep your mental facility. You keep Russell's mental facilities when you turn into a blink dog, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So because you're in the town's vicinity, you're back to thinking you're human.
Indeed.
So is a Furbolg who is a blink dog who thinks he's a human.
Pretty much. Wow.
Does this bird have a version of Sigmund Freud? Just for future reference.
Yes.
He sort of just looks at you. We don't really have time for this. Like using the detect magic, I actually learned from you. Lydinia has realised it's a receiver and it's being broadcast from the human settlement of Ramsfield. So that explains sort of why everybody believes they're humans. To what purpose, and can't quite say.
Sounds like torture to me. But biased.
Who would gain from making people think that they weren't a natural race?
Given my kind of history of the elven royal families and the likelihood that they're going to work with the humans and everything, would I know anything about this at all, even though I've not actually visited the human cities at all?
Make me a history check.
Sorry, 2 sec. Dirty 20.
Yep. So you can remember. It's odd. You don't know how you connect the memory, but you have vague memories of your mother talking about there being a prison town in the human area that your aunt had started sending some of the worst criminals to.
I wouldn't know the name of the prison town by any chance, would I? But I would
No.
just know about it.
You remember it because you remember your mum querying how they were going to keep people there when they didn't plan to lock them up. They didn't plan to take away the freedom, they just were going to leave them in this town.
So I'll kind of pipe in a little bit and say, I don't know how relevant this is, but I recall overhearing a conversation between my mother and my aunt about prisoners going to a town, a human town, where they would essentially be allowed to do whatever they want, roam free. They will not stop from doing anything. And admittedly, it might be a bit of a leap, but perhaps this is how they intended to do it, by actually just making them believe that perhaps they're not prisoners, perhaps they're someone else. And this is therefore given the distance, it might be that this is the part of the drawback of what's happened. But I'm not sure at all, and could very well be just mistaken.
The idea of the alternation of self on an intrinsic level does make sense. It's very similar to what's going on here. Might be something we have to look into.
Well, do we need to look into it though? I believe, I feel like that's what question I would ask, because what is it that we hope to achieve from looking into it?
I just hope this isn't a sinister version of this, to eradicate a species' identity by subsuming them into a human culture. Imagine if one moment you thought yourself as you are, and then suddenly you believe that you are something completely different.
You lose all the advantages of your given race. And he'll gesture to Lavinia, saying, ability to breathe underwater, swim, I assume, quite well. Gesture to Cecilia, demonic ancestry, innate magic, resist ability against flames are usually given to use. Elves, harder to charm, longer lived, some with innate magic as well.
Anyway, we can't find anything more standing around here. You wish to go and see Nanta?
Well, if my guess is correct, I think with our friend out of commission, she's the closest I need to. Hopefully, the closest thing I'll need to see about, and he'll rub his forehead.
If we do happen to be passing the armory on the way, I would quite like to just drop in to help with our recurring issue. And while she's saying that, just a quick glance at Ishida.
Sorry, what did you say?
Just if we're going to be passing by the army, I'll just drop in to help with our recurring issue, which would be
So yes, you do pass the armory on the way. So do you go in?
if anybody else wishes to come in, I shouldn't be too long. I would just go in and have a quick look around. Is anybody served?
Yeah. So as you walk in, it's a two-story sort of top half of it's timbered building with tall wooden shelves. It's brightly lit with magical candles and chandeliers around. Behind the counter, you see a young male half-orc who, in fact, looks like this.
Oh, that was just going to be my next character. Damn it, Becca.
He looks up as you walk in and walks in and goes, "Hello, welcome. How can I help?"
I was told that you would be able to. You have some jewelry. I'm looking to purchase platinum rings. If you have any.
Rings are not normally our specialty, but I do believe Aninduif has been working on something. Let me go and have a look, and I shall see. Give me just a moment, if you would. Have a browse round. I will be back in just a moment, and he'll walk out the back for a second. And sort of a minute or two later, he will walk back and go, "Yes, I was correct. My husband has decided jewelry is now his thing. He has moments. Artists, what can we do?" And he'll just pop two just plain platinum rings down, fairly well made, in fact, incredibly well made. And goes, "Will these two do?"
How much for the pair?
For the pair, 2 gold for the pair. Normally they'd go for a little bit more than that, but we don't tend to sell much jewelry. Most people come in here for armor and weapons, so anything we can get for them would be fine.
Okay, just a quick out of character thing here. Would these work for the spell I was looking at?
Yes, they would.
They seem extremely good work. That seems rather a small amount. Here, I'm gonna give him 10 gold for them.
I appreciate the generosity. Thank you very much. My name's Bomir, by the way, as you probably gathered from the name above the shop.
I'm Ladinia, and I'm eternally grateful for this provision.
You are most welcome, and I hope whoever is receiving the other one is entirely grateful of them. And he'll give you a wink.
Please tell me these aren't wedding rings and she just completely missed it.
Yes.
Yes, because she would. Okay.
Yes, she would.
Is there anything else that of any interest around the shop?
Nothing that immediately strikes your eye. There's a couple of weapons, and as he says, he mainly sells weapons and armor. So there's a couple of like swords, and there's a shield up on the wall, and there's a bit of chain link armor in the corner. But other than that, nothing much.
Has anyone else come in, or was it just myself?
Did anyone else go in with Ladinia?
And Draxler probably went in, but just sort of stood just inside the doorway.
Russell will be outside sniffing around, so.
Ishida will mull around outside.
Okay. So it's just Draxus that has entered with you.
I'll be standing in the doorway, just kind of keeping an eye on Draxus.
Okay, so Draxus is inside and Cecilia is just in the doorway.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna walk up and just show them both a set of rings and saying, "We should be perfect, right?"
You two both recognize these as wedding rings she has just purchased.
So Ladinia walked up to Ishida with a wedding ring.
No, to Cecilia and to Draxus.
Oh. Oops. Apologies.
Question is, would Drax actually know they were wedding rings?
No, that's a good point. No, he probably wouldn't, but Cecilia definitely does.
I'd kind of give her a very long and not quite judgmental look, but kind of very stern, very going. It's a bit fast in your ladyship, but if you insist, and look kind of over our shoulder towards our resident edgelord.
Ishida's just completely oblivious.
So yeah, at which point,
Trying to hold up laugh because she thinks this whole thing kind of moderately, can't speak, moderately ridiculous. The thought of like, okay, you probably not brought them over for that, but the fact that that's what they pretty much look like, stroke are, is kind of funny. Well, to her at least.
so like knowing that now, yeah, these things look good enough, I'm going to approach Ishida and just Ishida, I have something for you. May I take your hand?
Sure.
I will slip the ring onto, just because I know he's ambidextrous, but for her it's offhand, and of course it's called a ring finger for a reason. So third finger, left hand, and the same for herself. And no, but whilst we're wearing these, I can always protect you. I will always be here for you, and we will always be bonded together.
Sorry. Take a quick step back. What?
This ring, it will help me protect you.
Okay.
If we are going to go into any dangerous situation, then get close to me to begin with. And as I say, this ring is a sign that you will be strong and I will be there for you.
But the ring in its
By the way, she has completely honest, completely earnest look on her face here. And as you know, absolutely no idea she has just put a wedding ring on your hand.
I would know their wedding rings, right?
Yes.
Ishida is visibly confused and scratching his head. Hmm.
Now come on, we have more business to do. Just start walking randomly which direction I think would be the right one.
Is she just kind of looking at everyone else, trying to work out what the hell just happened?
When Lavinia puts the ring on your finger, Russell will break form and turn his back to you a lot, and you can see his shoulders shaking for a moment as he kind of walks off.
I'm looking at anyone for a bit of guidance as to what the hell just happened.
Character sort of walks out a little bit, not as nervous, but still got a bit of nervous now they're back in town. But looks at the ring. Well made. Useful item in certain spells. But we shouldn't separate too much. And sort of make sure he's like in the middle of the rest of the group, completely oblivious to what's happened.
So she was kind of doing that thing where she's kind of rubbing her head where her horn should be and just going, "Oh, he's such a headache." Well, excuse me, and she'll just kind of walk away.
Ishida is still like completely baffled as what the hell just happened.
Okay, so everyone else is walking off. Are you following them, or is it you literally just stood there watching them?
No,
walk away?
I'm following them, but I'm
Okay.
just baffled as shit as to what just happened.
So you carry on a little while down the road, and you all instantly see the building that you're looking for. It's got the name Lanter's Tinctures across the top of the building, but the curtains are drawn, they're black. The outside of the building is actually, it's a 3-story building made of stone. But yeah, the curtains are all drawn, and it looks like it's closed.
Draxus just sort of walks straight up to the door. Sees if it's open.
You turn the handle, and yep, the door opens, and you hear a little tinkle of a bell above as you walk in.
Heads on in. Sort of steps inside.
Okay, so inside there's a tiled mosaic floor. The rest of the building is still the stone that you saw from the outside. It's incredibly dark in here. And the few people you've heard describe it as a morgue are fairly correct. It's like you've just walked into a funeral that there isn't a funeral. But the air's filled with sort of multicolored smoke and strange smells as well, so it's a bit of a weird cross between a funeral parlor and an actual working alchemy shop. And behind the counter, you see this lady. So a short female halfling. And is everyone walking into the shop, or is it just Draxus?
Yeah, I'd be keeping pace just behind him.
Okay. So she will look up from the counter, and she will look straight at Draxus, and she will go, "No, out of my shop. Get him out of my shop. Get him as far away from me as possible right now before I do something I can't help. Get him out."
Well, tough. little bit. Got some other issues. I hear you've got a goddess problem.
My goddess problem will be your goddess problem if you don't leave. You don't know what that mark on your head means. You need to get away from me as quickly as you can.
Well, shit happens. What's it mean?
It means if you don't get as far away from me as possible, I'm going to end up killing you.
Back of the line. But you can definitely try. I woke up and there was this. Well, it just appeared at breakfast. So I want to know what or why she put it there, or who put it there under her command.
She put it there. It's my punishment. Leave, please, God. And she'll start looking at the rest of the group going, can you please? I don't want to hurt him. I won't have a choice if he doesn't leave. The rest of you can stay, but he needs to go.
Texas, maybe you should wait outside for a moment while we establish what's going on.
Daxter will like sort of burn with a little bit of anger, and like just stare her down for a moment, and then sort of just back off and step to the doorway. But he'll have his bat appear on Ladinia, behind Ladinia, so she hopefully doesn't see, and just have it sat on Ladinia's back.
Cool. Everyone in the room will have noticed while he was staring her down, her hand was moving to her hip, but it's like she wasn't doing it. So she was trying to stop her hand moving in that direction, but it was moving of its own accord.
Would I feel the bat on my back?
Can you make a stealth check for the bat?
Just a second.
No, I'm just thinking if I felt it there, then she probably would have flipped her hair just to put some more
11
cover over.
plus.
Yes, your passive perception is higher than an 11, so... Does it not get an add to stealth, a bat?
Hold on a second, I'm just looking for the bonuses. +2, so 13.
So it matches, yes, you just feel it land.
And my passive is 14, so.
Yes, sorry, I haven't updated my cheat sheet. I need to do that.
So as it feels, just like I say, flip the hair to make sure the bat's partially covered, just so Lantha doesn't see it.
Yeah. And once Draxus walks out of the building, you watch her visibly relax a little bit. Although not by much.
So, what does that symbol mean, and why were you so adverse to it?
Out of character, do you have your holy symbol on display?
It would be pretty prominent, yes.
Okay. So she will notice it and she will go, I do hope your goddess, or god or goddess, is nicer than the one I chose. I used to adventure and travel and do the Raven Queen's work for her, but she's not always pleasant, and when you don't do what she wants when you want her to do it, she imposes punishments upon you. My current punishment, because I haven't killed the target she wants me to kill, is every day she has given me this dagger, and she'll point to the dagger that's on her hip that she was reaching for. And every day its eyes will glow and put a mark on some random person's head. And if they come near me, or I bump into them, or anything, I end up killing that person. And that happens every day until I kill the target she wants me to. If I don't kill either the target she wants me to, or the person with the mark on their head, she takes the life of someone I hold dear. So your friend needs to stay away from me, because I can't control it.
It is quite the curse.
You're telling me, sweetheart. And when you try to explain it to people that don't really get the God thing, they think you're a nutjob.
I know this may sound like a strange question, but as I am a Triton and our friend there was a Dragonborn, what would you identify as?
I'm a human. That is a very odd question.
As you say, sometimes our gods compel us to do unusual things.
I wish mine only compelled me to ask people what race they are when I can see them in front of me.
Mira, god of the sea's bounty, has unusual traits and unusual askings, but usually she is a benevolent goddess.
Well, unfortunately, mine is not.
Are there many targets that would fall for this curse in the near area? As you're saying, if our friend does not succumb to your dagger, then someone you care about will perish?
There is no one close by, but she doesn't need them to be close by to me to remove them from my life. But I refuse to end some innocent person's life because I can't do what she wants me to do quick enough.
And who is the target that you are meant to be dispatching?
There is a manor just outside of town, owned by a gentleman named Ed. He is a necromancer, and she wants him gone.
And are you choosing not to, or have you been unable to reach this manor?
I have been unable to. Every time I try to get in or get close, something happens and I don't get there. And then I'm back to square one, and she has grown impatient.
Ishida will finally kind of come out of his like, what the fuck just happened, and kind of Papa saying, so do you need to kill this person or can someone else do it? And does this dagger or whatever need to be used for it?
I need to be the one that lands the killing blow, or else she will see that I will have failed to do the task she asked me to do, and my punishment will be much worse, if that can be imaginable. Although I do feel the need to remind you she's not an evil goddess, she's just impatient.
And from the doorway, you'll just hear sort of shouted in. Maybe that's why she sent another to do it.
You watch her, the people in the building watch her face drain of colour, hearing that. She'll call out, "What has she offered the other? Because if he or she is not the one that lands the killing blow, they will not receive what they have been offered. So she has put us in competition."
That's not my business. But this is why I do not like dealing with gods.
There was a way for you both to land the killing blow. Maybe that could be. Sorry, just an idle thought there.
Sorry, can I ask a quick out of character question? What deity did my mother was my mother a cleric of? I feel I never asked this question.
You haven't, and I haven't decided yet. I'm still working on it. But it wasn't the Raven Queen, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
If we were able to assist you and at the same time assist our other companion to confront the necromancer, would you be able to give us any kind of intelligence about the manor or the surroundings?
I can give you what I have, but I don't see a way of both of us being able to do what has been requested, and both of us, well, I don't know if he's been cursed, who knows, or she's been cursed. But I don't see a way of getting us both out from under the pressure. But let me tell you what I know at least. It's a large manor just outside of town, probably about half a day's walk from here, surrounded by swamp. The gentleman used to write books. He used to write and sell books. From what I've managed to gather, he lost a family member. I think, from what I can understand, it was his wife. And he went mad, trying to bring her back, and in doing so, has sort of become a necromancer of sorts. I've never managed to get into the manor, although I think there's a window on the first floor that I've seen when I've gone close that, if not open, at least able to get into. Other than that, as I said, I've not managed to be inside.
And this is outside the boundary of the town?
It is, yeah.
I think before proceeding, we need to rouse our friend and see what stipulations have been put on him.
Just do me a favour and keep your dragonborn friend away. the mark will go in the morning and it will go to someone else. But I can't stop myself. I don't have control. So he needs to stay away from me.
Sorry, can I just ask one more out of character question? Again, I'm really sorry because I didn't watch the replay from last week. Do we know about Nico and kind of this thing about Nico in terms of, because I'm assuming it's Nico that this is referring to. So I'm wondering whether we actually know about this thing that Nico has to do and kind of the premise behind it.
So I know Draxus knows pretty much everything other than what's been offered or what sort of incentive he's been
Mostly.
given. I think the rest of you, as far as I remember, has just been told that his
Evil
goddess.
wizard must be stopped.
Yeah, his goddess has said there's someone up here that needs to, or the Raven. I don't know if he said the Raven Queen or not, but he's had information from his goddess that there's something up here bad going on that the town needs help with.
Okay. So we don't know explicitly about this. We don't know explicitly about the deal, but we know about the goddess and kind of
Yes.
needing to do it. Okay.
You don't know,
Sorry.
as far as I'm aware, you don't know who the goddess is that sent him up here. He just said he'd had note from, I think he said his goddess that was up here, that there was something he needed to deal with, something bad going on, and the village needed help or the town needed help.
Right. Okay. I'll look to everyone and say, I mean, seeing as how our friend is not with us, I do not know whether we should proceed with this venture without him being here. If we are to proceed with this at all.
As I say, this is his mission, so proceeding without him would be impolite, if at the least.
True. But if he is unable to do it at the moment, I will happily deal with it myself. And if this bitch has a problem with it, she can come and settle with it with me. I'm not here to piss around with her stupid games.
What do you have against this deity? It feels odd for...
Is that to Draxus?
Yeah. Well, oh, actually, no, sorry. I apologize, because Draxus would have been outside the shop, right? We've not
Yeah,
actually met
Draxus
up.
is literally just shouting in because he can hear via his bat on Ladinia's back.
Okay, I'll kind of go up to the door, try to kind of look at Draxus and say, "What do you have against this deity? It seems so weird to hate a deity."
I do not have a problem with this deity. I have a problem with all deities. They think they are so powerful and great that they can lord over every other being beneath them. But they can be destroyed like any other, and the force and damage. In history, there are battles of gods and titans and such. They are weak without us. We do not need them. They only need us to think we need them.
I do not necessarily agree with you. I think it is an element of mutual respect. We need them, they need us. They help us in ways we may not necessarily see.
They help us, do they? And they stop all these bad things from happening.
Not all.
Wars and murder and bandits and rape and slavery. All this disgusting and nastiness that floods the world, and they just sit back and watch happily, do they?
Surely that's our responsibility then. So we need to stop this.
Hmm. I'll do what I do for what I need.
No, do not get me wrong. I'm not stopping you from that. I am merely asking what it is that you have against a deity. I do not follow a deity per se. However, I have grown up knowing about deity. I'll look at the ring. It seems I am connected to another person who is a conduit or connected to a deity. Surely they're not all bad. It is merely your interpretation of what is bad and what is
No,
good.
but they prefer to play games. I owe Nico, and in turn, because of that, I owe her. And I do not like owing people anything. I do not owe. I should not owe. I should be able to live my life. We should be able to live our lives, but we do not.
Hmm. I'll turn around to everyone and say, I think we should wait for Nico. This is clearly something that him and Drax feel strongly about, and therefore we should wait for him and decide from there. Um, that's where I stand, at least.
Lanta will pipe up from behind the counter and go, just, if you decide to go, can you take me with you? I'd at least like the chance to end this curse and get back to doing other things. Even if I don't get to do it, at least the knowledge that I tried would help.
Can I inside that in case she's like trying to
Hmm?
do a fly on this here?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. No, she's being honest. She just looks like a woman that has reached the end of her tether. Yeah, she looks tired and drained and just. She's being completely honest. She just wants a way out of this right now.
We shall make your case to our companion who has also been contracted. And though I can make no promises, I will do my best.
Understood. Either way, it would be nice for this to be over. I'd just like the opportunity to complete it myself, but I understand if what he's been offered or told will happen as punishment if he doesn't is greater than what I'm going through right now. But obviously you've said your friend is not with you and you may have to wait. If you do decide to go and if you do decide to come and get me, please make sure it's tomorrow so the mark is gone from his head, and make sure that the mark is not on any of the rest of your heads. If you get that mark on your head, stay as far away from me as you can.
That would have been the idea, yes.
On that note, is there any potions I can sell you?
What kind of potions are there in the shop?
She does mainly health potions because they're the easier ones to make, sort of just the normal healing potions. But she has a couple of other ones which I need to find in my book. Sorry, I've lost my page.
How much are the health potions?
She will tell you they are 35 gold each.
How many health potions are there?
She has 4 currently.
And it says 34 gold each.
35.
35. If I were to buy all 4, would you be able to do a discount for, say, all 4 for 120?
Make a persuasion check.
10.
She will go, I could do them for 130. I couldn't really do them for less than that.
Okay, I'll take them all.
Okay. She'll point out a couple of other potions around and go, I mainly use this as a front. I've managed to learn the healing potions fairly well. The rest of them, they have effects. I'm just not sure what they do. I'm only selling them for about 5-10 gold each because I don't know what they do. But I need to do something while I'm here.
Ooh, random potion.
I will slap 30 gold on the counter and I'll say, I'll take as many as you've got.
So for 30 gold, she will hand you 3 of them. And she'll go, actually, do you know what? Take this one as well, and she'll give you a 4th one. So there's 4 random potions for you.
Thank you, my dear.
Just conversion rate. It's 10 coppers of silver, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I've got like 600 coppers to get rid of, so.
I'll take all 4 of the healing potions and kind of give it to Ladinia. I'll just give it to Ladinia and stop myself mid-sentence while talking.
Thank you. To be honest, I was thinking about stocking up on these, so this is extremely helpful.
And
I'm also going to take one of the random potions.
okay, that'll be 10 gold for that then.
Can I pay all in coppers?
She'll look at you and go, of course.
I'm sorry, just, I have a. You know how change builds up so quickly.
I used to travel in a bit of a band of misfits myself, so I understand how you gain a silly amount of copper.
I think a donation to the church might also be in my future as well.
And she will look at you, Ladinia, because you seem to have been the nicest to her so far, and just go, I agree with your Dragonborn friend. If I'd known there at the start what I know now, I wouldn't have connected myself to any deity. So just, I know you think she's benevolent now, but you never know. Just be careful.
I understand that the gods draw strength from us, but at the same time, we do draw an amazing amount of strength from them. The healing abilities that I have got gained from Mira have been invaluable, and the inner strength during my formative years has made me who I am. I'm sorry that maybe the goddess of your choice has not been as kind to you as mine, but I would not turn my back on her for anything.
That's a wise idea. Don't turn your back to her. Don't turn your back to any god. And do me a favour and pass a message on to your friend and tell him if she hasn't lost patience with him yet and he's not doing what she wants him to do, she'll lose patience and it'll get worse.
I shall pass on your warning, yes.
Thank you. And have a good day.
Ishida will start walking out.
Cool. Does everyone else start leaving too?
Cecilia will pick up 2 healing potions. I believe that's 20 gold total. Come off.
No, the healing potions were 35 gold each.
There I go. One. Sorry, I got. Yeah, I meant there. Just the one then.
Cool.
Cause she's poor as shit.
And she will hand you the healing potion and she will take the gold and say thank you very much. So, are you all leaving? I think is that all of you gone now?
Yup.
Cool. As you, last one of you steps out of the building, you hear the door lock behind you, and then the sound of wood hitting wood, like she's just barricaded the door as well.
got the feeling that was more to keep her in than to keep people out.
You would be correct.
Well, then, that was enlightening. At least it's directed us to where we need to go. We just need to figure out the best way of succeeding. But I think that's the meantime for later. That was it, educated gnome or whatever place should be around here somewhere.
You do actually notice it like 3 doors down from where you currently are. It's not hard to miss. It is super brightly coloured. It's like rainbow, and then the roof is yellow tiles.
That certainly is decorative.
Garish would be the word, I believe.
Beat me to it.
Uh,
It's Pegline Russell is it's garish looking.
yeah, some sort of like the flamboyancy. But as long as he has what's needed. Draxus starts heading over there, making sure his hood's properly up again and he's fully.
I'm going to politically walk ahead of Praxis and move the hair to the side, just showing that the bat is still clinging to me.
And he'll sort of wave his hand and the bat will literally just turn to smoke and vanish as he dismisses it for the time being, back to its little demi plane for the time being.
Cool.
I don't mind being used as a perch, but a little warning next time.
Well, I was quite rudely kicked out quickly.
Even just she quickly gives you a sideways, like a thumbs up, but sideways. Just maybe that, so I know the time to be, it's happening. Just for subtlety's sake, of course.
Of course. And Drax will just carry on walking.
Okay. You make it to the educated gnome. As I said, it's like 4 doors down from where you were. Are you all entering?
Yeah.
Of course.
Assuming we all fit.
You do all fit. Inside, it's as brightly coloured as the outside was. But it feels more like you've just walked into someone's living room. There's still a counter and a place for you to buy stuff, but there's sofas next to a fireplace. There's a little coffee table. It feels like you've just walked into someone's house. And behind the counter, to those of you who don't see human, we'll see this lady. And she is sitting in one of the armchairs next to the fire. And she'll look up as you come in and go, "Hello, how can I help?" She's a gnome, for anyone that can see, not human.
A lot of gnomes and halflings in this town. But
Oh,
Draxus
don't talk trash, Draxus.
Draxus will walk up to the counter and magical inscribing ink and paper, by any chance?
Oh, let me get up and get round. Give me just a moment. And she'll sort of jump up from the chair and make her way round to the counter. And she'll go, I have plenty in supply. How much were you looking for? And are you talking about you want to make spells, wizardy spells, or are you wanting to put wizardy spells into a book? What sort of ink are you looking for?
Transcribing into a spell book. 150, please.
I can do that. That's no problem. Give me just a moment. And she'll bring out 150 gold's worth of paper and ink. And as you hand her over the gold, which I'm assuming you will do, or the coins, however you're doing it, she will pour herself a glass of wine and go, to a good sale, and down it in one.
Yes, yeah, he sort of passes it over, sort of like 2,000 copper, 700 silver, and 50 gold to make up the 150 worth.
Perfect. She will pop all the coins away. It'll take her a minute or two. Probably a little bit longer than it should. Anything else I can do you all for, or is that it?
You said this was basically a magic shop, right?
Last time I checked, what I sold was magic stuff, so yes, I would be a magic shop.
What do you have? Anything to increase protection or increase or reduce the chances of being hit?
Unfortunately, I don't have anything of that manner in at the moment. I can look to get it in for you, or at least make it for you. It might take a week or two, though.
I'll look at everyone. How much would that cost, if you do not mind me asking?
So how strong are you looking for it to be? You said a ring of protection, or to make you less easy to hit. How much protection do you need?
Well, now that you mention it, maybe I'm looking for two items. One, potentially the ring of protection for someone else, just kind of doing a sideway glance at Lavinia. But also maybe something a bit lighter for myself, something like bracers or something that may help soften the blows that I receive potentially. I'm out of character. I'm trying to describe bracers of defense.
Yeah, I'm getting it. If I were to do braces, it'd be 2 weeks, and you'd be looking at about 600 gold.
Oh God, Becca, that hurt.
See, as you're describing what you want to the shopkeeper, Cecilia's just kind of leaning back and towards Drax's ears and go, maybe the best thing for him not to get hit is to not like absolute tired every now and again. Spooky little one. You know what I mean? Just tap him, just kind of elbow.
You see like a slight half curl of a smile crack underneath his hood.
And the ring.
The ring, a little bit easier to make, a little bit cheaper, probably about 250, 300 gold, depending on how much trouble I have getting the items I would need for it, but probably more to the 250 gold.
And again, just a quick out of character, it's 100 copper to a gold.
Yes.
Oh, geez. And 50 silver to a gold, right? Oh no, 10 silver to a
Yes.
gold.
10 silver.
Unfortunately, I do not have the funds for either of them. Would it be too bold to ask to put a request in, and I can pay a down payment now, and then once I have got the rest of the funds, I will come and collect it?
Which one were you looking for a down payment on?
The ring, preferably, but I would love to buy both, but I cannot guarantee I'm going to have the 1,000 gold that you're requesting anytime soon.
750 gold, not 1,000. But how about if you put a down payment of 75 gold down, so 10% of the total price. If you decide you can't afford both, that 75 gold can go towards just the ring. But if you can afford both, it will go towards obviously both.
Yes, okay, yeah, that seems very reasonable. And I'll plop on the table 700 copper and hold on, maths is failing me. 68 gold pieces.
Cool. Yep.
I do apologize. I just happen to have an abundance of copper pieces.
You're fine. Can always do with the change. And as she files it away, she'll pour herself half a glass of wine and down that in one go. And go to an almost sale.
So out of character, just so I fully understand, 75 gold pieces down payment for both of them. If I can't afford it, then the 75 gold pieces will be just for the ring.
Yes.
Fantastic. Shall be back in about a week's time to potentially pick, hopefully both of them, if not the ring up.
I shall be here. I never go anywhere else. Anyone else for anything else?
Draxus will just be having a look around the store, see if there's anything of interest. If that's
So you see there's a couple of magical items on display, or what you assume is magical items, and because you're not doing detect magic right now, but this is a magic shop. There is a brown leather satchel kind of thing with some pretty colours on the front of it, hanging up just behind the counter. There is a jar on the counter full of gumballs that look oddly out of place but still weirdly feel like they should be here. And there is a shield on the wall. But other than that, she doesn't really have much magical items on display.
Can I just ask how you came about the name of this place?
It was named that when I took it over. I'm not here by choice. I'm here because I have to be. And the gentleman that was running it before me retired and gave me the shop.
May I just ask of the shield? What properties does it pertain to have?
Oh, sorry, guys, I need to be right back 2 seconds.
No problem.
For the record, Traz, you've unleashed a horrible, horrible wave of things to hit any future D&D group I ever encounter with that videos you sent.
Maybe. There's some cool stuff there.
Dude, I've just rolled up a list of 20. There's like is currently listening right now. We've been sitting for the last wee while going like, hey, check this out. Oh, this is amazing. Let's make up lists. Back and forth. And oh God, help us.
Yeah,
Some fucked
rolling
shit.
up some random stuff.
By the way, I am just floating this idea out of character. Do you think that Nico could throw a halfling hard enough to kill somebody so it's a shared kill?
You could certainly try. I'm very much willing to, partake in this experiment, so long as I'm not the one getting thrown at.
I definitely have a way it can definitely work. Let me just double check something. Oh yeah. Definitely have a way of doing it.
As long as fastball specials at least plan B.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
So you'd asked about the shield, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
It's just a basic. It makes you a little bit harder to hit. Out of game, it's a +1 to AC, so it's just a +1 shield.
And how much is that?
That one there is. It's about 350 gold, that one.
Slightly above my price range, but I will definitely keep it in mind.
Please do. Any more for any more?
Not today for me, thanks.
Before. No, go ahead.
There is one thing I might consider. I don't know if you've got anything that would be able to do this or not. I'm looking for something that would be able to hold magic until it's needed.
Like a spell storing item. I don't have anything like that just now, and I've never made anything like that. Let me try and get back to you. Sorry, could I get your name?
Russell. Russell leaves.
It might take me a while to see if I can do that, but you'll hear me in your head if I manage it.
I'll be delighted to hear from you.
You'll be about the first person that's ever been delighted to hear from me. Anything else I can help any of you with?
Before we go, by any chance, would you sell spells? By any chance?
I normally do. I don't have any at the moment, but if you name the spells you're looking for, I can certainly get to work on them.
Nothing in particular at the moment. I have got a couple of my own spells I'm working on, but other spells are always handy.
Check back. I normally add a couple of spells at least twice a week. I normally sit down and make up a spell scroll or two. They're fairly easy to do. It doesn't take much brain power. There's normally 2 or 3 added each week. I just haven't been bothered to do it yet.
Will do. Thank you. And Drax will head to the door and look at everybody.
Have a good day. Come back soon.
So yeah, I head out as well.
She'll just start waving. Is everyone else exiting as well? So you all leave the shop. It's probably about mid-afternoon by now. Sort of coming up for early evening. Streets are starting to fill up of people finishing their jobs and going back home. Notice a couple of people giving a few of you some odd looks. Nothing sort of like sinister or anything like that, but just, oh my god, there's people that aren't human in the town.
Once again, the winning smile, the little wave of acknowledgement.
But yeah, you do start to notice the variety of races that are actually in this town. There's elves, half orcs, loxodons, full orcs, there's dwarfs, there's literally every race you can think of. There's a couple of tabaxi walking around, and all of them think they're human. So, what are you doing with your day, or the rest of your day?
I'm actually going to approach a small group, if there's any group of just women, and trying to strike up a conversation.
Okay, make me a perception check. You do notice not far from you, there is a small group of just women. There is two, from what you can tell, half elves, and one tabaxi woman, just stood in a sort of little group, just having a gossip after they've finished work today.
So walk up, again, the most polite smile. Good afternoon, ladies. I'm new to the town, as you can probably tell, and I was just wondering where a lady can go to restock supplies, minor things, makeup, some grooming essentials.
Oh yes, there is a apothecary medicinal store of sorts, about 2 streets over. You can't miss it. It's a white building, and it is named just Sierra's.
Thank you kindly. I couldn't help notice, the place seems to be quite bustling. What is it you've been doing with your day?
There is a small factory that most of us work at. Nothing big or impressive. We all sit there and just make furniture and woodwork, and it goes out into the world, and that's what generates most of the income in this little town of ours.
Can I just ask, do you enjoy your work? Are you happy to be here?
It keeps us busy. I don't think any of us is here because we want to be.
Thank you for your advice, and I'm sorry, just don't mean to delay you any further. Which point politely excuse myself and head back over to the group.
They will nod as you walk away and just let you walk off without saying anything.
So I position myself between Cecilia and Draxis and just say in a low voice, I'm sure you picked up on this as well, but everybody seems to be saying they're here against their will.
Well, Ishida did say that there was a town where prisoners were sent. Maybe part of the magic is for them to forget that they are actually prisoners.
Just hope this doesn't permeate to Russell and Nico. I mean, we wouldn't want them choosing to stay here but not realizing that they can leave after all.
Yes, but from the looks of it, Russell, without even us saying anything, left the town on his own and then returned. So I do not see any problem with it holding them here.
Something to think on if nothing else. I just thought I would see if those ladies had the same reaction. And yes, it is very much a recurring theme.
Um, Thinking of a thought, Draxus will wave his hand in the air and then put his hand over his face and cast Detect Magic once again as they're walking back through the town. Does anybody, obviously, I know you said the magic that's affecting people, I can't see that on them, but can I see anything else on people or maybe certain people?
No. There's no from the people you walk past, you don't detect any like any magical items or any magical anything that would normally indicate magical abilities. You don't sense anything on any people in particular.
So what? Well, because what I'm thinking is if this is supposed to be maybe a prison place, and the spells to get them to stay here and think they're humans, maybe the actual prisoners have a mark on them or something. They're like branded with a rune or mark that might be making the spell affect them slightly more than others. I don't know. That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, you don't notice anything like that on anybody.
So that's it. We'll just carry on with the group.
And where are you all off to?
Shall we explore the town a little bit more?
Yes, I did actually ask directions to a certain place, so I'm just kind of lead the way to the apothecaries. Not actually intending to go there, but at least showing willing that I've taken the direction.
Cool. And you walk that way. So yeah, you come across the apothecary. On the way, you see there's like a general store. A couple of sort of food. So there's a baker and a butcher and a. I've forgotten the word for the fruit and vegetable shop that isn't a supermarket, but you know what I mean.
Grocers.
Greengrocer.
There we go. Sort of just general shops that you'd need for living. The only sort of free, sort of special in inverted commas shops seems to have been the three you've already visited.
As we're traveling around, do we see maybe a notice board or something, a help board or anything like that?
Make me a perception check. No, oddly enough, you don't see one. You also don't. You also notice there's no town hall, so that's very unusual. Normally, everywhere has at least some kind of meeting place. But there's not even like a really big church or anything here. It's just like houses and shops, and there's one relatively large building that you see most people walking out of. That you would assume it's the factory.
As we're walking, uh, is there like an individual or someone like um can I just find like a strangler, just kind of not strangler, sorry, what am I saying? Like a
Straggler.
person straggler, there we go. Just kind of walking around and see if I can approach them.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
And sorry, just one more thing. Like I want to specifically kind of keep an eye on if they're coming from the factory.
Okay.
19.
Okay. Yeah, you notice there's so most of the people coming out of the factory are in groups. There's not very many people by themselves. But you do notice sort of fairly sort of towards the end where the crowd's sort of thinning out a bit, there is a male dwarf that walks out pretty much by himself.
I'm going to try to kind of approach him and say, "Hello, my name's Ishida. I'm new to the town. I was wondering if you can help me with a couple of questions, please."
Sure, name's Aiden. What can I do?
Lovely to meet you, Aiden. I kind of wanted to know how long you've been in this town.
About 6-7 years now?
And did you come to this town by yourself, or were you brought here?
No, I came here by myself.
Huh. And I take it you enjoyed being in this town.
Not really. I'm here because I have to be, not because I want to be.
Oh, okay. Um, hmm. What happens if you wanted to leave? Can you leave?
I'm sure I could. Never really tried. I have to be here.
Hmm. Um, sorry, I've asked too many personal questions, but uh, just one last thing. As I said, I'm new here, but what's there to do with this town? It seems fairly, uh, you know, you get up, go to work, finish work, and then what do you do?
You go home, you eat your dinner, you go to bed, start the day over
And
again.
ah, I noticed there wasn't anything else other than the big factory.
Well, there's a couple of taverns around, but not many people go there. They go home.
Hmm. Um. Oh. Thank you very much for helping me out a little. I'm sorry. It's probably not that often you get strangers just asking you questions.
It's fine. Not very often you get strangers here, to be fair.
Hmm. Thank you. I'll let you go.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
You too.
And he'll walk off.
As I'm walking back to the group, because I'm assuming no one kind of came with me, but as I'm kind of walking back, can I connect the dots and work out that this is the town that my mother was talking about?
Make me an intelligence check.
That's a straight intelligence check.
Yes.
Shit, 20. No, sorry, 10.
10. Unfortunately not. It just doesn't. You don't. It just doesn't click with you that this could be the same place.
Hmm. I'll join up with the group. Hmm. Are we doing anything particular, or are we finished? Are we just going to wander around?
I don't believe there's much to do around here in the evening. So we could just head back to the inn.
So are you all going back to the inn?
Yeah.
Cool. Before they get there, Russell, was there anything in particular you wanted to do?
I am going to circle the inn.
Hmm?
And this morning there was mention of a garden.
Yes. Just round the back.
So I'm going to locate this garden and just sort of take a look at it.
Cool. So you go into the garden. Make me a investigation check. Just looks like a normal sort of garden, little vegetable patch to one side, a couple of fruit trees growing, all fairly well tended from what you can see.
I'm going to reach into my bag, find a little bit of bare earth in the back corner, and I'm going to pull out a vine cutting.
Okay. Cool. So you're planting one of the vine cuttings in this little back garden.
I am.
Okay, that's no problem.
And I'm going to just plank down in front of it in the garden and just sort of sit there and stare at it for a while.
Okay. You sit there and stare at it for a while, and there's a little voice that comes from behind you as Koo walks out into the back garden. If Colin would like to take over.
Hi, did you add something to the garden there?
Oh, hello there. Yeah, I encountered this on my travels. It said it wanted to move about a bit, so I've been putting cuttings down.
Yes, you'd go up and kneel beside it as well and just have a little look at it.
Yeah, so he just sees this little vine. Nothing like sinister or anything about it from what he can see.
I'd ask it if it was happy, but unfortunately, I don't have that ready today.
You don't always need it to tell you directly. I mean, just leans in and gives it just a gentle brushing of druidcraft, just to encourage the roots and things.
Cool. You notice it start to take a little bit of root, and you get the sense that it's just sort of settled itself down there, and it's making its home.
See, looks happy. It's got some new friends now as well.
I'm glad.
So, what are you and your friends doing here? And is it weird being the only human in that?
It's weird, all right. I don't know what's going on. This whole town's making me feel unsettled. As for what they're doing here, I don't have the foggiest. Something about a god. That's all I know.
I've met a few gods in my time, and they can be confusing. They can be very out there, but they each have their own little personality, each have their own little quirks, and well, we have the wild mother at least.
Well, we hope so, don't we?
Of course, also having Zinni here is a really great thing. It means no matter where I wander, I can always come back and find home.
Yeah, she does seem to have a way of setting up a. Like I said, for an innkeeper, she's damn good at her job.
I just wish we got more people coming in because I know she's happy running the place. I know she's happy serving to the regulars. I also know she wants to do more. So, when you do leave again, tell people about this place.
Like I said, I'll happily spread the word. I mean, I do know some of our kind who'd probably be happy to get a decent night's sleep in somewhere this far south.
The swamp around puts most people off, but yes, most would be able to pass through absolutely happily.
I do have to ask you something. You are like me, right?
Yes, druidic, human, what else?
You have healing capabilities, right?
I do have some, the standard druidic. What were you looking for?
I'm just wondering if you know magic that can take away memory.
I used to travel with a monk whose major thing was exploration of memory, so I know they can be altered.
A monkey. Maybe
Well,
I
not a
should.
monkey, an ape, but so yeah, a monk, yes.
I fear that there's something wrong with mine. Anyway, thank you for settling in my little friend. I do hope you'll take care of them.
Of course, he's one of the new family.
Good night, Mr. Coob.
Sleep tight.
And I will tramp inside up to my bunk and fall asleep.
As you walk past, and you'll go, "Do you not want any dinner?"
I thank you. It smells delicious, but I've no appetite.
That's fine. If you change your mind, pop down. I'll keep something on the stove just in case.
Thank you. And he'll sort of saunter up.
Cool. And just at that point, the rest of you are getting there as well. So Zinni will see you walking and go, "Hello again. Did you have a good day?"
It was productive and informative.
Sounds like the mark of a good day to me. Can I get you dinner? It's so nice cooking for people that want different people.
Yes, room again for tonight, and food will be appreciated.
That's absolutely fine. Your rooms have stayed the same. I did go to clean your room earlier. You left one of your party members behind. I don't know if you noticed. They're still up in the room. I didn't disturb them. I left them there. They're sleeping, I think. Just in case you hadn't noticed them. I know sometimes people can go a little bit wonky and missing.
That's fine. He is a heavy sleeper.
We had a tough journey getting here, so we thought he'd better rest.
I can imagine. I was lucky to have Koo travelling with me when we got here. That swamp was a nightmare. But being a druid, he managed to get us both through, so I'm very lucky. But let me go and get you dinner. Have a seat, have a seat. Fire's on, it will keep you warm. I'll just be a moment. And she'll run out the back very quickly.
While she's gone, Drax is gonna take a seat in a corner area, and he's gonna pull out the letter he got yesterday off of the woman who was attached to the U's. The goodbye letter. He's gonna have a look at it a bit more in depth now to see, obviously, who it was addressed to and such.
Yep. So the letter says, Dear Marcus, I'm very sorry. I just can't do this anymore. I wish I had the bravery to tell you to your face, but I've... And then there's sort of ... She pauses. I have met somebody else and I just can't do this anymore. I can't be in this place. I can't be here. I need to leave. I just can't. I'm very, very sorry. By the time this reaches you, I'll be long gone. But thank you. Love. And then it says Michelle.
Justice will, if Ladinia's sat down as well, he'll probably hand it to her. It's more her wheelhouse of stuff.
Yeah, she would have joined you at the table this time.
Yeah, so he would after reading through, he would have handed it over to you.
I wonder if the person who wrote this actually originated from this town.
I would assume so, if not from this town, somewhere nearby. But didn't really do much good. She didn't leave it anywhere. So
Perhaps we should ask our host if any of these names seem familiar.
yes, that's a brilliant idea. And Draxus will just sort of start sorting his stuff out and make sure he's tucked into sort of corner and make his DM screen and get out his stuff and start transcribing a spell.
Cool. So just as you're getting set up, Zinni will come back out with the food. It's a nice sausage and mash kind of thing. Think fantasy sausage and mash. And she'll pop it all in front of you, and she'll bring out she'll ask you all what you want to drink and bring you out what you want to drink. So I know some drink tea and rum and that sort of thing. She'll bring it all out. And she'll go, if there's anything else, I will just be back there, just call. No problem, nothing a problem at all. If it's not me that answers, it'll be Koo.
Before you go, we had an encounter in the swamp. We found this note. I'm gonna just show it to her to see if you recognize anything.
She'll read it over and she'll pause for a second and she'll read it over again and she'll go, oh no. Oh, poor Marcus, he's going to be so upset. That Michelle always was a weird one. It's like... Oh no, yeah, they were definitely from here, Marcus. Michelle's was his wife. I don't know, still is his wife. But he lives just the other side of the factory. Lovely gentleman, but she was always a bit off. Always talked about never really fitting in and feeling like she didn't belong. I guess just sort of caught up with her, maybe?
I feel that we may need to pass this news on to him.
Yeah, might be best. Not tonight, I'd let him sleep. I can take you in the morning. Maybe me introducing you would be a little less jarring than just some random strangers coming up on his door.
Yes, a formal introduction. I think that would be probably the best.
That's fine. All get a good night's sleep tonight, and I will lead you to him tomorrow. Oh, he's such a lovely gentleman, the poor man. But I'm sure she had her reasons for it. Is there anything else I could help you with?
I believe that's all for now, and thank you for your attentive service.
No problem. As I said, I'll be out the back if you need anything. And she'll wander back off.
So, how much of this story do we give to the widower?
I would guess the whole story. Even if she... sorry. Quick on card.
Saying your wife was consumed by an ooze and we had to end its existence is maybe slightly distressing.
Did Ladinia share the letter with us?
Has Ladinia shared the letter with them?
She probably would have put it on the table while she was waiting for Zinni to come back.
Oh, Ishida would have kind of picked up the letter and kind of read it and saying, well, it seems she had intended to leave him in any case, so the least we can do is tell him what happened to her. If he were to be devastated, he could potentially have chased after her. This is, albeit cruel, at least puts an end to that.
So maybe that she has perished, but perhaps not the entirety of it.
I would think he would want to know how. I would have liked to know how if something like this were to happen to something like this were to happen to someone I know. But I guess we have until the morning to think about it.
And hopefully we have to think the mark will not move to another one of us.
Well, I guess as long as we're not going to her place, it should be okay. It's only when we go to her place that the mark reacts.
I am still wary about spending more time here, but yes, if it does appear on us, it does give us another day to explore our options.
I will be honest, I do need to go back to collect the items.
The order you have placed, yes. At which point I'm just going to start eating and think about the best ways to tell somebody that their wife has been consumed by a slime.
While she was running away from him.
Your wife ran away from you, and she was eaten by a slime. You probably could have seen her again, but we had to kill it.
So is anyone else doing anything else?
No, Ishida is still kind of wrapping his head around this ring.
Cool. Cecilia doing anything before you retire for the evening?
Well, she kind of hoped to have a chance to speak to Draxus, but if he's busy and the rest are all kind of hanging around, she'll probably hold off until there's a more appropriate moment. Instead, we'll probably just grab herself a drink or two of rum and then just retire for the night.
Okay. And is Russell doing anything up in his room, or is he just going to sleep?
Russell is again scribbling on some parchment and sort of just writing something.
Okie pokey. And Draxus.
Drax will probably just be up for a few hours. Just double check. Yeah, it should take him about 3 hours to do transcribing, so he's got a busy evening of just doing that primarily.
And then once he's done, I assume he waddles off to bed.
Draxus does not waddle. He strides with greatness. I can't really think of anything else. Um, yeah. Crap, now I can just picture Draxus waddling along like a duck. Shit.
Now so can I.
Before Ashida goes to bed, Draxus will call him, sort of just gesture for you for a moment.
Ashida will kind of go up.
I weren't too sure to give you these or not, with the way you act at times and such, but in this terrain and with what we may be dealing with, these may be of use. And he'll pull out the pair of greaves he's had and hand them to you. And he'll say, they're quite interesting. They increase your movement speed somewhat, as well as allowing you to move across walls and stand and move across liquid surfaces.
They seem really good. Thank you. Do not think you need them or someone else needs them more than I.
You seem to be the quickest of the group. Increasing that slightly more may be of use to us. I have something else for others, but I'm intrigued to see how well you use them.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. Just so you know, I was raised to help people. Whatever I do when I black out, or whatever this other persona is, it's not me. So if I do hurt you during that time, no, it wasn't intentional. It was not me.
Well, let's just say, good thing you haven't hurt me yet. Let's hope you don't, because it may not be me who you have to worry about.
Are you talking about her? Ishida will kind of like twirl the ring around the finger.
Why would I mind about her? I mean, if your other self chose to attack me, I'm pretty sure I can handle you on my own.
I'm pretty sure you would be able to as well. Know that when I do lose control, I do try my best to gain control from inside. So likely that this other being won't ever be at full strength. But I can never guarantee that.
Hmm. You'll see Draxus distinctly pull out another book and jot something down behind his screen.
It's been good talking to you today, Drax. I feel I've learned a lot about you. You should definitely open up a lot more to us.
Hmm. Well, that's enough. Go away. I've been working.
Good night, Draxus. I'll see you in the morning. And I'll turn around and go to my room
That you share with Lavinia.
that I share with Ladinia. I'm gonna knock first before entering.
Yeah, well, then you would have eaten then and just gone to bed, so she'd already be in bed and asleep.
Before you go to sleep, Ishida, are you putting the greaves on?
Yes, I would. But
Okay.
I guess I'll put it on in the morning instead of now. But yeah, I will be putting them on.
Cool. So can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Shit. 14.
Nope.
That's fine. Just carry on with them. That's fine. No problem.
Can I be linked to what it is, or do I just put mysterious greaves?
I will send you the information you know about them. Give me a moment.
Thank you.
There you go. You should find it in your handout section under PC items. I will also say that Cecilia is the last to bed if you want to try and grab Draxus.
Would he be still busy with what he's doing, or will he be welcoming to visitors? And more at Traz if he's in the middle of working on stuff, would he act kindly to someone trying to disturb him?
Um, you've seen him a couple of times doing this type of work, so you know it's not something he has to concentrate perfectly on, so he can stop. And you've seen him go off and get a cup of tea, and he's had breaks between it, so he's quite fine for interruptions as much as Draxus is to people interrupting him.
Should take a moment to think. And when he goes up for like maybe a cup of tea, grabs a spare bit of like parchment, non-magical parchment, just kind of scribbles on it, says like, maybe you and your muscle should talk more often, given that we think on similar wavelengths, and just underline it, leave it amongst his notes, and obviously does a little kind of doodle of like of herself, like almost like a little chibi in the corner with the little horns still up and a little boat underneath, so he knows who it's from, and just stick it in amongst his notes, and goes to bed because she's had a bit of a long day dealing with all the randomness that these guys have been up to.
yeah, that's in with your paperwork now, Jaxus. So you probably find that when you sit back down.
So it just says I should have a word with my muscle.
You and your muscle should chat with me more often because you seem to be having a similar wavelength.
Right, yeah, sorry. It broke up slightly on my end. But after probably like maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, you'll telepathically see you'll see an image in your mind of your little note, and underneath it, it's just scribbled. I'll keep that in mind. Once himself.
So, will Jaxus do anything else before he goes to bed? Obviously, other than finish transcribing his spells.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the one spell, so no, not really. He would probably spend 3 hours doing that, and then if it's not too late, he'll probably just spend an hour working on his own spells and doing a bit of his research on obviously his own abilities and his general research stuff. And then at that point, he'll probably head up to bed and check on Nico to see if he's all right.
Nico appears to be fine, other than just weirdly still sleeping. He doesn't stir when you come in. Doesn't seem like he hears anything. He's just sound asleep there.
Obviously, Jax will probably just go over and like hold the back of his hand over his by his mouth to feel the breath and put his hand on his throat to feel the pulse and that, just to double check, and sort of shrug a little bit, and he will probably just lay in bed for a little bit, chat with Spyro about everything that's been happening, being that Nico's not exactly awake and not quite himself at the minute. And yeah, after a little while, he'll go to sleep, curl up, Spiral curl up with him, and he'll just fall asleep.
Oh. So yeah, that will be a long rest unless anyone wants to do anything in the middle of the night. Nope, I will take the silence as a no. So you all get a long rest. Ishida, once you have finished attuning to your greaves, give me a moment.
Oh God. Oh God.
You take 33 points of necrotic damage as all the bones in your legs break.
Okay. Quick problem. I only have 23 HP.
So you are unconscious.
But if it's necrotic, do I not die outright?
No.
Okay. I'm unconscious.
So, Lavinia, in the morning, you will have woken up to Ishida screaming out in pain and then falling unconscious.
Would anyone else hear the screaming?
All the bones in his legs were broken individually. Yes, you all heard the scream.
Okay, I can't remember if anyone's actually sharing a room with Cecilia, but out loud she was kind of like almost burst a giggle and go, "They certainly consummated their wedding night, eh?" And then just kind of look around and see if it's probably like stunned silence in the room and just go, "Anyone? No, just me." And just head back in the pillow and just like, this is gonna be a long day. I can tell.
Draxus would probably already be up after his bat had woken him up.
Yep. And I will now link you the full description of what they do. There we go. You should now have a second one.
Oh, geez, that's a lot of text.
The first half of it is exactly the same. It's just the bottom half you need to read, really. Yes, so is Latinia going to get up and heal him?
Yes, of course. What's the Sheeta's health?
0 right now.
I mean, like maximum health.
23, did you say?
23, yeah.
I'm just going to go for Channel Divinity. So basically, you can get up to half your health back. Woken up by the screaming, jumping out of bed, grabbing her holy symbol, cradling his head and her knees, and just channeling healing energy straight into his body, hopefully fixing his legs as well.
You said half the health, right? So that's 12. Yeah?
Yeah, essentially, it's 5 times the credit level, but you can only have up to your half your health.
So I'll say, because it would be an odd number, I'll have it put you just above the half so we don't get the demon nonsense.
Cool.
And
That's
no,
a good plan as well.
the healing does not fix your broken legs.
I guess I'll be healed, but I'll be kind of passed out from the pain.
You notice they're not painful anymore. Now once you fell unconscious and you woke up again, it was painful when it happened, but there's no pain anymore.
Thank you. This is all too familiar for me. I pass out and you wake me up. I do not know. I put these greaves on and my legs start to ache a little. Next thing I know is you're waking me up. I must have just passed out from exhaustion or something.
Can I do a check on his leg to see how badly they are damaged?
Yeah, make me a medicine check.
Would I know of the curse, having failed it? I know on a success I would know of the curse, but would I know of the curse having failed it?
You wouldn't have known until now, when it broke all the
So-
bones in your legs.
So I know I've been cursed now.
Yes.
Okay.
So Lavinia, looking over his legs, every single bone is shattered into tiny pieces, but somehow his legs are still working. So when you go to bend the knees bend, the ankles move. You get him to stand up. He can still put weight on them. He can still walk as normal. But you can tell every single bone in his body is broken. Not body, legs.
Can I do anything to try and set them so that if they do start to heal, it's not going to be completely wrong?
You get the impression the Greaves are already doing that. So the reason he's able to stand is because the Greaves are holding his legs in the way they should be.
I would recommend not removing those greaves for some time. The results may be debilitating.
Based on my experience of based on what I have learned from my mother, I suspect I won't be able to remove them for a long time either. But yeah, it's fine for now. Again, thank you. I'm gonna get up and kind of support myself, kind of standing up, but I'll give Ladinia kind of peck on her cheek. Sorry I woke you up so rudely. Please go back to sleep.
I believe it's about time for my morning prayers, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna step outside as well. I'll see you shortly. And sorry, I cut you off.
Go ahead.
After that, I'm gonna step outside to like the back somewhere a little secluded, and basically meditate.
Cool. There's a little back garden outside where you can meditate. So you go out there and you just sit by a tree, by an apple tree.
Having just about half HP, would I be able to, using some key, maybe communicate with this other half of me? Or try to communicate with this other half of me?
You can try, but I would say it would be unsuccessful. He, or this other half of you, does not want to communicate with you, so it won't.
Bitch. Cool.
So before you all gather for breakfast, does anyone want to do anything in the morning? I will just let you know, before you gather for breakfast, we will be calling it as you gather to breakfast, because I have a feeling that we need Sam/Nico to continue. So before you all gather for your breakfast.
Yeah, I'm going to be morning prayer, polishing the armor, and also pull out the little hand mirror and just check there's no Raven Queen mark on myself.
Yep, no, there is no Raven Queen mark on you right now.
Also, during the prayer and the polishing the armor, be very confused as to why Ishida kissed me.
Noted.
Drax will be taking down what notes he learnt from that. As his bat flies away from Ladinia's window and back to him, with again having his bat check his forehead to see if he's still got the mark on his head or not.
Oh, the mark is gone from your head.
And to see what happens, he's going to have Spyro send. Well, obviously this is a DM question actually. Because the bat saw it and I can see through the bat, can I send the image of Ashida collapsing via Spyro to someone?
Yes.
Cool. I send that image to Cecilia.
What was that? Sorry, I cut off there at the last bit.
You after the whole ruckus of Ishida screaming and such, after probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, you get the image of what happened when Ishida screeched out in pain and fell on the floor unconscious in your head.
Oh, she'll enjoy that image. Just mutter under her breath to herself, just like, serves you right, yes, bitch.
And after that, I'll hopefully check Nico's alright and head down for breakfast after sorting out his spells for the day and such.
Cool. Anyone else doing anything else? Cool. I will take that as a no, and we shall call it there for the evening. Although I will note that you do notice that Russell does not join you for breakfast. Just for something for you all to think on for next week. But we shall turn the stream off there. So, night stream.
Night stream.
Bye bye.
Bye.